Everybody, we're joined by G2, who are coming off of their match against TL. We'll begin with questions from the in-house media and then move to those of you joining us online. Sierra, would you like to start us off?
Yes, hello. Sierra Zobi, freelance sport commentator from North America. Commiserations on the loss. I'm sure you'll bounce back in lowers, and that's where my question goes to. It can either go to Mimi or Coach Drew Spark. With the loss today, it's a lower bracket finals from 2024 rematch against MIBR, and you're going from one Brazilian team right into the other one. So I was just curious to get your perspective on that rematch and how you think the challenges are going to differ between the two teams.
Well, personally, I think that Liquid is a better team. Together, I think maybe MIBR can have some better individuals, but no matter what, we will just prep and see how it goes tomorrow. It's just a loss. We're not out, so we're just gonna make sure to give it all from now on.
Amazing. And then my second question goes over to you, Akita. In the pre-show interview today, you talked about your individual performance, kind of how you bounce back between map 1 and map 2 pretty consistently, and that happened kind of again today. So I was curious to see kind of if you've given any thought to like what might be happening there or why, and how to maybe remedy it before the lower bracket.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand.
Yeah. In the pre-show interview, right, you mentioned kind of how your map 1 stats have been like a little lower than the map 2. You bounce back really, really strong. And that happened again today. So I was just curious to see like if you thought about how to fix it or how to address it moving forward, or what might be causing it.
I don't know. I just reset after map and just like remember the game plan and just focus 100%. And it's how I visit. Like normally, just play like how I usually do. And yeah.
Perfect. Good luck in your next match.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Shalila from Parlons Esport.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi girls, my question is for Akita. Akita, c'est ton premier event international et tes premiers champions. Félicitations pour ça. Je voulais savoir si tu ressens une certaine différence entre la région IMIA et le reste des régions, en termes peut-être de gameplay, de mentalité, et comment tu t'adaptes à ça justement?
C'est sûr qu'il y a une différence. Je trouve que là, les joueuses, elles jouent avec plus de confiance. Elles n'ont pas peur de ce fight. Et c'était quoi la seconde question?
Comment tu t'adaptes à ça justement, à cette différence?
C'est juste mentalement. Je sais qu'elles sont fortes et je sais qu'il faut que je donne 100% de moi. Et je m'y attends à qu'elle me shoot back, tu vois. Et moi, je vais dans le match en étant 100% aware de leur niveau et ça m'aide.
Ok, merci. Thank you, girls. GG, good luck for you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mimi, this next question is coming to you from Bobby from Easter Feeds. Hello, Mimi. You faced Team Liquid Visa at last season's Game Changers Champions. After their roster move from Bastard to Jelly, what shifts are you seeing in their gameplay? And in your opinion, what makes this version of Team Liquid Visa stronger than the one from last year?
I'm not sure that there's like any real change to the team. I think that they have just... I don't necessarily think that Jelly is like a stronger player than Bastarda. I think that they probably just play a bit different. And I also remember them talking about like Jelly being the flex player before, so she probably comes in with a different way of approaching the duelist role, more as a team player, I would say, rather than Bastarda being more of a, I go kill, on the moment, where Jelly is more of a, I think, a consistent team player. Though I do think that they're kind of the same team, and they're still strong, and they have probably just been working really hard on their fundamentals and protocols compared to like 2 years ago, I would say.
Thank you. We'll take the next question from Ravish.
Here we are. Hey, sorry. Thanks, guys. Tougher day today, naturally, but like you all mentioned, lower bracket's still alive, so not out of it yet, naturally. I'm going to toss it over to Drew. Drew, just I just wanted to get your overall thoughts because there was a very roller coaster of a series, I find, right? Between all three maps. So just talk to me about how you guys went on to adjust from what was a quick map 1 to a lightning map 2 to what was a slog in map 3, and the result that we landed on here today.
Yeah, I mean, I said it in the like the post map 1 like interview on stage. Like, you know, maybe it was a bit surprising to see the Haven today, but in my eyes, like we were very confident in our game plan, and we kind of got snowballed a little bit, and you know that happens sometimes. Not gonna lie, there was also like there was a bit of an incident where I had a timeout cancelled at a critical moment, which I think could have helped maybe us regain a bit of momentum on defense. But with all that said, I think they played a good Haven. I think they exploited our defense really well. And again, like as I said earlier, like you don't win a series on one map, and I think that we showed why, you know, Corrode is our map and has been our map for the longest time. I mean, honestly, I was in cruise control. That map, I didn't have to do anything. The girls just took over. And then when we got to split, I think individually, everyone played really well. They put their hearts into it. I think Mimi was calling like an absolute mad woman in a good way, obviously. But yeah, like it felt like we had everything on our side. And honestly, I just think that all of us feel like we lost that map rather than they won the map. There was just a lot of like really small micro things that just kind of come with needing to do a lot of prep on a short amount of time. But the great thing is, and honestly why I'm looking forward to the lower bracket run, is like each match is like a big lesson for us. And I know that we're going to be a lot stronger going forward. So obviously, you know, a lot to regret today and a lot of moments are going to haunt us. But overall, I'm just like really proud of everyone. I think everyone put on a really good showing and everyone performed really well.
I have to agree. Just small follow up as well too. I had because I find you know, one thing that was a massive standout, especially on Split, was the amount of eco conversions you guys all had, which was I think a massive bright spot because you looked at to has eco been something that you guys have necessarily practiced on, or something that you guys are naturally talented at being able to convert in these tough situations?
I mean, I'm not gonna talk too much about how we approach our ecos, but what I will say is like we have a lot of intention behind them, and yeah, I think whether it's, you know, me coming in with like a call for myself, but most of the time it's more just the girls themselves making a plan that makes sense, right? And figuring out something that they can do. So yeah, there's obviously some secrets, but yeah, it just comes down to having a lot of raw talent on this team and some good plan making.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Drew.
Thank you. We'll go next to Miguel.
Thank you so much. First of all, I'm really sorry about the result today. It's a tough competition, the toughest in the world on this stage, but you guys did a great match and you're a great team. My question would be for Mimi. I was talking a couple of days earlier with Shirazi on the press conference regarding how these international events help shape and improve teams. And I think you are one of the players that have been into most international events, even those that are off-season events, like a Spotlight Series where there were mixed teams and everything. So from your perspective, how does this international events help develop a team, and in which way maybe a couple more international events would help the Game Changers team?
I mean, I think that a lot of times every region has kind of their own play style. And I think that, you know, when you're playing against the same teams over and over the entire year, you kind of get used to how they play, and, you know, you understand how the IGLs are IGLing. And when you then finally get to these international events, it's really just about who's better at adapting to what's going on and like the different regions' play styles. So obviously, when you finally get to an international event, you get to be exposed to a lot of different ways of playing and a lot of different compositions that you don't usually do. So obviously, I think it pushes every team and every player to, you know, adapt better. And when you're better at adapting, I think you're naturally being a better player.
Thank you so much, and best of luck for your next match.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think we have one more question from the in-house media.
Thank you. I'm Zach from Hotspawn. Firstly, commiserations on the loss today, guys. Really close game. My question would be to whoever wants to answer this. After today's game, you guys are going to have to go through that lower bracket. So what do you think is the one thing that you really need to fix as you head into your next game, or need to work on before you head into your next game, like from today?
Well, I guess, you know, we don't have a lot of time to actually fix things, but I do think like just a good skim through the VOD and like listening to the comms and seeing the micro that we did individually just to fix those small things will be good. I think like overall we had a good idea of what happened in the macro and like how Liquid played, and you know, it's just more on us and like figuring out how to react correctly and, you know, deal with different kind of situations and how we can play the maps differently, honestly.
Thank you.
G2, thank you. That was the last question of the press conference. We'll see you back here later this week.
Cheers, mate.